Good morning and welcome to the news. At the breakfast news, I am David Opopasile. The headlines this morning: Anambra State government reassures of support towards capacity building programs for security agencies. Police foil kidnapper attempt at Oba Idemili South Council area. Executive order to end open defecation advocated on the foreign scene. Spain holds general elections Sunday amid increasing political instability. The Anambra State government says it will not relent in upholding the fundamental human rights of the citizenry through training and retraining of security agents. Governor Willie Obiano stated this while declaring open a two-day workshop for law enforcement agencies in Awka. Ekwi Ajide was there and now reports.
Some of this online business stuff.
The seminar was organized by the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, Anambra State Command, in conjunction with the State Ministry of Justice, supported by Governor Willie Obiano. The two-day workshop, tagged a seminar on law enforcement in the 21st century, had in attendance officers from the police, prisons, immigration, road safety, civil defense, NDLEA and Ministry of Justice. Governor Obiano, represented by the Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice, Dr. Ujunwogu, said the seminar is an avenue for training security agents to perform better in their workplaces. According to her, the Administration of Criminal Justice Act 2015, which is the focus of the training, is essential for the enforcement of law, as it teaches enforcement agents what should be done, how to do it, and when it should be done.
Criminal justice is very, very important to the security agents, and it will assist when they enforce these laws well. And when the law enforcement agents do their job well, effectively and efficiently, there will be security in the society. Anambra State will be good for it, and Nigeria will be good for it.
The State Commander, NDLEA, Mr. Sule Momodu, who commended Governor Willie Obiano for his exploits in crime fighting, charged security officials to be the agents of change in their different offices, as it will go a long way in correcting the decay in the society.
We have a lot of anomalies in the society. People who don't want to go through the normal way of getting to success. They want to cut it and get there.
Speakers on the occasion, including our university lecturer and professor of law, Kenneth Nwogu, who did an overview of the Administration of Criminal Justice Act 2015, and the Assistant Director Training, NDLEA National Headquarters, Barrister Abdul Momodu, who dealt on command, control, and responsibilities.
The system must be checked. And when they check the system, when you get to the prison should not be what it is. Yes. It should be a place where people come and learn, where people come out and profess God and renounce their sins.
Once the prosecution has shown you the evidence that they have, and you know that contesting that evidence is going to waste the time of the court, they offer you an opportunity to plead guilty for a reduced sentence.
Other speakers are the Commander Prisons Armed Squad, SP Magnus Ukebu, who harped on the need for reforms in Nigeria Prison Service; Kamal Musa of the Federal Road Safety Corps, the HOD Legal Nigeria Civil Defense Corps, Jeffat Okafo, the Divisional Traffic Police Officer, Ogidi Police Station, and SP Blessing Akudu, who all blamed problems of the society on the attitude of the people. The seminar continues today with more topics, including Anti-Torture Law Act 2017 and crime scene management, among others. In Awka, Ekwi Ajide, ABS News.
The Anambra State government has restated its commitment to reducing illiteracy rate to the barest minimum. The Commissioner for Basic Education, Professor Kate Omeno, has stated this during a one-day capacity building program for the facilitators of adult and non-formal education held in Awka. Correspondent Valentine Mbadora was there for the ABS and now reports.
Professor Menua, while addressing the participants, said that the state government targets making Anambra one of the 3 top states with low illiteracy rates. Professor Menua, who described the facilitators as agents of positive change, charged them to remain committed and dedicated. She, however, called on those who could not afford formal education to key into adult and informal education initiative as it will help them in their daily lives.
Number of adults that are not educated or not literate, if you miss those adults, that means a significant part of the population will actually be illiterate. And that's why His Excellency says in his blueprint that strategic objective 1 is that the learning needs of all must be met through equitable distribution of resources and learning of lifelong skills, and ensure we are one of the 3 top states with the lowest illiteracy rate.
In their separate speeches, the program coordinator, Anambra State Education Program Investment Project, ANSEPI, Mr. Kene Enukora, and the program consultant, Mr. Ajadi Bolade, commended the state government for its tireless efforts and commitment towards giving Anambra a quality education.
Part of the strategic objective of the state is to reduce illiteracy to the barest minimum.
There has been a whole lot that the government has invested in training the teachers, specific program mathematics and then English, and then also those are the primary and then secondary education.
On their part, some of the participants, including Mrs. Ebele Ike Odele and Tokumbo Adenuga, while appreciating the organizers of the program, expressed confidence that their output will surely be positively affected.
From the little I've learned here, teaching adults is not an easy task. You don't teach an adult the way you teach children, because in this particular program, we run non-formal education.
We have learned a lot of, teaching, a lot of learning process, and now it can help us to also improve on our disseminating information to our students.
The program, which is World Bank assisted, was organized by Anambra State Education Program Investment Project and was aimed at assisting the state government in reducing the literacy rate through training and retraining of adult education facilitators on contemporary teaching skills development. In Oka, Valentine Mbadoga reporting for ABS News.
A case of kidnap hatched and executed in Imo State has been intercepted and foiled in Oba, Anambra State, through the alertness of the Anambra State Security Network. According to a press release from the State Police Public Relations Officer Haruna Mohammed, gunmen who abducted one Obina Davidson in Owerri with his red Lexus car headed towards Onitsha, where the patrol teams attached to Operation Udoka traced the hoodlums to a scheduled flat located inside a bush around Oba area in Idemili South local government area. The statement said the victim was rescued unhurt and his vehicle recovered, adding that the hoodlums escaped through the rear fence into the bush. It further explained that 2 AK-47 rifles with 10 rounds of live ammunition and other Beretta pistol with 10 rounds of 9mm ammunition were recovered from the building. Police statement also says the scene has been cordoned off and efforts are being intensified to apprehend the fleeing suspects in order to bring them to justice. Years ago, before the advent of the social media and shorthand form of English writing, communications via phone, fax, and mails were simple and refined. In this special report, correspondent Daniel Ezekwe takes a look at how the social media has badly influenced spoken and written English.
Those who were privileged to have communicated through the pre-social media platforms found their communication skills in writing simple and understandable languages. Things like HWRU for how are you and ILUVU for to mean I love you were not only non-existent but a taboo. Unfortunately, these have become an acceptable way of writing today, and especially among the younger ones, the real values of writing and communication are gradually going extinct. It is sad that most users of these unrefined communication patterns have infused them into formal and more serious conversations. So it has become somewhat usual to come across a note that ought to convey seriousness bearing this shorthand English, and even in conversations as serious and sacred as examinations, job applications, interviews, these addictive, unforgivable errors still exist. In her reaction, Mrs. Stella Okunna, a professor of mass communication at the Nnamdi Azikiwe University, Oka, said parents who adore originality
and they respect the sanctity of communication should not encourage their children to write in such manner. Professor Okonna attributed the development to laziness among the followers of this trend, mostly the youths, and the desire to be among the social media elites who control the heat, the atmosphere of the social networking platforms. There should be concerted efforts towards discouraging this unhealthy form of communication, as we owe the upcoming emerging generation a strong duty to protect the values of communication, to protect their future.
English is a language you should speak and speak correctly. We were worrying about pidgin English, Nigerian English, but this one is now internet and it's a disaster. Already English standards are collapsing. And with that kind of use now, is even doing more damage to the language. And sometimes, when young people use it, I detest it. Those who communicate with me, if you're a friend in Facebook and you write that kind of English, I correct them and I object to that kind of language. And the sooner they stop it, the better. Because otherwise, very soon in Nigeria, what you're speaking is no longer English.
In Oka, Daniel Ezigwe, ABS News.
Waking up every day hale and hearty is a miracle that people neglect. For those who wake up in a hospital bed, it is still better to be alive than dead. Ngozi Obileri has details of the plight of Mrs. Dorothy Adaka, who needs 9 million naira to tackle health challenge that has kept her bedridden for over 1 year.
How does it feel to wake up every morning in a hospital bed for over a year? Instead of recuperating, the person's condition deteriorates each passing day. For Mrs. Dorothy Adaka, a native of Umuaku village, Enuguku, in Njikoka Council area, she has been sleeping and waking in severe pains at Hilton M Clinic, Port Harcourt. The situation has deteriorated so much that she can no longer pass urine through the normal process. She requires 9 million naira for kidney transplant so that she can live. Anambra are known as philanthropists and those who help themselves. Let us give hope to the hopeless. Let us do it again. Donate for kidney transplant for Mrs. Dorothy Adaka on UBA account number 1010-510-240. She can live a healthy life again with your support. In Oka, I am Ngozi Obileri for ABS News.
Still to come on the news, executive order to end open defecation advocated on the foreign scene. Spain holds general election Sunday amid increasing political instability. Stay with us after this short break.
Listening to this announcement, Anambra State government has banned every form of street trading and hawking in all streets, major roads and highways in the state. The ban is to enhance easy flow of traffic, improve environmental sanitation and aesthetics. Anyone caught flouting this ban will be prosecuted. Let us support the efforts of the state government towards promoting a socially stable and sustainable environment. Announcer Christian C. Madubuko, PhD, Anambra State Commissioner for Trade and Commerce.
Welcome back to the news. Mr. Suleiman Adamu, the Minister of Water Resources, says an executive order is needed to end open defecation in the country. Adamu said this at a one-day interministerial dialogue on sanitation in Abuja, aimed at gathering momentum and collaborative plans between ministries towards ending open defecation. According to him, the executive order from the president will mandate Nigerians to make efforts at ending open defecation. He said that this step was necessary as there were overlapping of policies on scaling up sanitation, noting the interconnectivity between water, sanitation, hygiene, watch, and other sectors. He said that the challenge of low support from state and local governments might be a hindrance, adding that it will not be business as usual. On business news, the Nigerian Copyright Commission, NCC, has disclosed that Nigeria was losing $3 billion annually to activities of pirates. NCC Director General Mr. John Eshen made disclosure at the 2019 World Intellectual Property Day in Abuja. Eshen, represented by the Director of Legal Services, Mr. Abdul Tekohol, urged the government to put adequate, responsive and effective legal frameworks for the protection and enforcement of sporting and associated industrial rights. He said with the advent of new technologies, the task of sport-related copyright had become more daunting. The DG also noted the expansion of high-speed internet around the world, the proliferation of portable devices, and the rise of online streaming platforms had made tackling the illegal exploitation of rights more difficult. Voters in Spain will go to the polls on Sunday as increasing political instability has led the country's third general election in 4 years. Incumbent Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez, leader of the Spanish Socialist Workers' Party, PSOE, was forced to call a snap election after Parliament rejected his minority government's 2019 budget in February. Spain's traditional two-party system has fragmented in recent years as both the PSOE and the right-wing People's Party, PP, came under pressure following the 2018 financial crisis and a series of corruption scandals. Voters now face a choice of 5 national parties and a number of groups representing Spain's autonomous regions, such as Catalonia and the Basque Country. Alternatives include the left-wing Unidos Podemos, led by Pablo Iglesias, who sprang up in the wake of the 2008 financial crash, as well as the center-right Ciudadanos Citizens Party of Albert Rivera. The Super Falcons of Nigeria have been drawn to face Algerian women in the second round of the 2020 Olympic Games African CAF second round. The second round will see Nigeria, Cameroon, Equatorial Guinea, Ghana, Kenya, Zimbabwe, and South Africa joining the teams that advocated from the first round. The first leg of the encounter will be played on the 25th August in Algeria, while the second leg will be played a week later in Nigeria. Winners of the second round ties will proceed to the next round of the qualifiers. The football tournament at the 2020 Summer Olympics will be held from 22nd July to the 8th of August in Japan. Remember that you can follow news and programs on ABS from any part of the world by liking our Facebook page at ABS Radio Television. You can subscribe to our YouTube at ABS Radio TV Online. You can follow us on Twitter at ABS Radio TV. And on Instagram at ABS Radio TV. You can also log on to our website at www.absradiotv.com. Now the main point again. Anambra State government has reassured of support towards capacity building programs for security agencies. Police have foiled kidnapper attempt at Oba Idemili South Council area. Executive order to end open defecation advocated. On the foreign scene, we told you that Spain will be holding general elections tomorrow as increasing political instability mounts. And that's the news this morning as edited by Paul Ezoke. I am David Okpokwasile. Thank you for joining us this morning.